Well, we got lots to do in no time. Doesn't that just figure? I don't even know what to... I don't even know. Missed yesterday's stream completely, that's what I know. Oh yeah, that's right, I was showing... Okay, never mind. I don't even know why I woke up here. I think we gotta go to the end. It's been a while. Maybe these doggone machine. Can I swear on the stream? I just want to swear the whole night, you know? Which won't be that long, because there's no time. No time, man. Wish I could make a redstone device that could grant me time in the real world. That'd be neat. Don't worry about me, I'm just filled up with Christmas cheer. Okay. Well, maybe not cheer, but it rhymes with cheer. And Merry Christmas. Not yet. It appears to me that we've made a mistake. Came in here. I was complaining in the last stream. I had no damn rockets. I come here to check on things where, you know, if I want to do it in a timely fashion, I need rockets. Got no rockets. I'm gonna go back and either get or make some rockets. One or the other. I wonder where... Well, okay. We're here. What should I do? I don't know if this... I don't think there's any rockets up here. That's gonna be a waste of time. We don't have time to waste. Let's go here. I shouldn't take them from there. I gotta restore that. But here's what it is. In case you're wondering, no, we're not gonna have time to work on map art tonight. We got stuff to do. And if I can ever get this right, maybe we'll get it done. I forgot why I had all those boxes of blackstone on me. Now I'm remembering one of the things that needs to be done. Let's see where these things are at. Actually, let's just go right out and see. We'll start with the worst one first. The last one first. Okay, that's a good sign. Well, at least it's still working, right? You know what I mean? Let's see how far out she got. 2,000 is where I wanted it to be. Where are we at now? We are at... Oh, we're not very far. As it is, the void is starting to end. It's not even 1,000 bucks, because we're not, you know, right angles to the thing, so... You know what would be really funny right now is if, like, my USB crapped out and I lost control of my mouse and keyboard and kept flying into the void. That would be funny. And that kind of thing has happened. And I sure hope that it doesn't. I don't want to lose another set of netherite armor, you know, with all the doodads on it. Where are we at? What is our coordinates? I'm trying to look. What are they? 1,700. Okay, so we don't have to stop this just yet. Just out of curiosity, where are the other ones? Well, there must have been quite a delay between when I started that one and the other one. Jeez. Right, where are we at here? Where's that number? 1950. Okay. Well, this one's gone on a long way. This one, we could shut this one off, really, practically speaking. We only meant to get out 2,000 blocks. And it has... We're out of 2,100. That's the farthest any of these have run. This one... This one is at, oh, right at 2,000 approximately. 2,040. So it's good. Did I ever do this one? Is this new? It looks untouched. It doesn't have any elytra though, right? Yes, it does. My goodness. This is completely untouched. Yeah. Yeah, they're already shooting at me. Cool. I'll have to remember that one. Let's see, yeah, that's running good. Okay, wait a minute. Is this one we could shut off? I gotta go through this again. Again, the Christmas cheer and all. Not cheer, but rhymes with cheer. What's your number? Your number is 2036. Your number is... Trying to look up in the upper left-hand corner there. 2,100. Okay, that's the furthest. Please tell me this one's close. 1,900. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to let these run through the weekend, and I really don't care that all of them are running. This is our lagger here. It's a little behind. We know it's running. Well, let's see how much fuel it has in it. Let's make sure our elytra isn't about to break and cause another tragedy. That's happened before. I feel like there's another run that should be here somewhere, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was like 4 that I was running on this side. We'll check that later. Well, she's on the go. That's good. As we pave over the end dimension. Let's go up and take a look. I need one more rocket. I'm gonna have to make more rockets because clearly I don't have enough. Alright, let's check how much concrete powder is left in this thing. Keep in mind, but these machines here, we're gonna have to build 3 more of them, you know, to accomplish the goals. Well, that's good. That'll last. I mean, we don't need to fill these up again. It's, in fact, what we're probably going to do is empty these and put them in the new machines that we're going to build. I mean, why let this... You know, it's already here, right? Alright, so that's one machine. I swear it was 4. 4 in this direction. That'd be the second one. This must be the third one, and there should be one more. If I'm correct, there should be one more. Well, it should be correct. I built them after all. I planned this whole thing. And yeah, here it is. Sure enough, there are 4. No, they didn't take... Well, I mean, I guess I could look back at the video and see if it... It's fine. Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. Why would I worry? We're rich over here on the server. We're doing crazy stuff. For pretty much I'm the last of the people doing well. I was the first of the people and the only of the people, and everybody else was... Well, they're here and there. I don't want to speak ill of them, even though some of them may deserve it. I'm still not going to do it. Well, I guess our exploration here is done. So what does that mean? That means we are... I think we're just going to go to creative mode and check on the other thing that we were working on. If y'all, you know, anybody watches these things, if you remember the last stream, we were in creative mode working with Ray's works. Not like, I don't know, personally, no, I was just using his farm, and I was kind of setting it up and, you know, tailoring it to my personal needs. So, in doing that, I found several things that, you know, I found, well, let's put it this way, you know, the problems are fixed. Because while I haven't been streaming, once in a while I'd like go into the game, just check and see if it was wrong. Why am I even talking here? Let's go. So we're over here on one of the creative servers where farms are developed, or, you know, other people's farms are brought in here and developed to our own. And this is very good news. But like I was saying before, periodically I just log in real quick just to see, is it still running? And when I saw that it was still running, it's like, yeah, cool. Alright, so let's get some numbers here. This was... Effectively, we are 48 hours later. However, we are running Tick Warp, or Tick Sprint as they now call it. And I have no idea. It's certainly over 3 weeks worth of actual game time, so we'll see what we got. We'll see what we got here. Well, the first thing I noticed in the middle there, the light blue counter, that's saying 12, you know, 1,200, it's 1,200 items an hour. That's exactly what the farm is expected to do. So that number's all in line. That's really good. Actually, let's take a look at the minutes here, because I know it's a lot. So we're talking 38,587 minutes that this thing has been running. And that's would be in real time, except that we're running the server at 10 to 12 times speed. So this to we're doing all the game options, but like game actions, but without without running game real time. We're actually compressing that time and getting the game to run faster. Basically that. Let's find out how many hours that is. All you with the calculator there, you get it out there and get real fast here with the calculator, and I'm gonna do some division. So what we got is 38,587 divided by, and we want to find the hours. It's going to be divided by 60. So this farm is now run for 643 hours. That's good. Now, all respect to Rayworks, of course. I mean, in his video, he said he only tested it out to 50 hours. I found that that's definitely insufficient. You should always do a 1,000-hour test. We're up to 643 hours, and the thing's still operating and still giving expected results. That's good. Respect to Rayworks, though, man. I couldn't invent this. I can just kind of look at it and see, oh, okay, what would I want to do differently? And yeah, I'm nobody. So 643 hours. Let's see, how many days is that? Let's divide by 24. Okay, so it's been running for the better part of 27 days, 26.79 days. So yeah, and no reason to expect it wouldn't run any longer. And if you've seen my previous stream before, I was also running a longer test, and it failed basically within the 50 hours. I mean, the thing, yeah, it's so I've discovered some things about this farm that if you want it to be reliable, there's a couple things you might want to change. I mean, if you're just running it for, within a 50-hour margin, you're probably going to be fine. But if you're running it for any longer than that, there's some things you want to do to increase reliability. So anyway, we've got ourselves some pretty good numbers here. That's one advantage of not having been able to play. Got the numbers. So we'll let the server run at 10 to 12 times speed. Let's go in and closer and see what's going on. Now, before again, in the previous stream, there was a major fail when I was pasting this thing in here, and I screwed it up. I couldn't get it running again. So, whatever. But we got the one side. The one side was running fine, so we just let it go. And apparently it's still running fine. By the way, I'm going to have a PSA video on this coming out soon on my YouTube channel there. I'm finally going to start doing actual YouTube videos instead of reposting Twitch streams. There's value to that, I guess. But in any case, I got something to say about the netherite stuff. We're looking good here. How much fuel does this thing consume? Because we have like a little fuel thing going on. Ray wanted this to be self-sustainable, and I agree with that. I think that's a good solution for most people. Not for me, though. I mean, I got a big source of bone meal. It's no problem to have like a bone meal feed mechanism going into these things. We'll use some of the thing, but I do actually want to recover some of definitely all the shroomlites have to be recovered. Not even negotiable. We're not composting the shroomlites. And then beyond that, we're going to there's a certain amount of netherwork. I'm going to have to decide what kind of proportion I want to save. I thought that the easiest way, and by the way I divided, you can see the colors there, the yellow and the orange. The yellow and the orange will indicate the two different lines that he's got running, like where the items are captured. So it's kind of maybe, well actually let's check the numbers. away from these damn blasts. Damn. Whatever. Okay, so, yeah, wasn't we talking about with the yellow and the oranges here? So we're getting warped warp block at 4,300 per hour on the orange line, and the yellow line is doing it 5,800. I do need warped warp block for like map art stuff. I mean, it's one of those ingredients that's convenient to have, but I don't need a whole lot of it. I'm thinking just by looking at these numbers alone here that I would take the yellow line and just compost it. Except for one thing, is we got the shroom lights, so we'll have to separate those out. But yeah, compost everything else. With the orange line, do we really need 4,000 per hour, especially when we're only getting stems at 1,200 an hour? What I might do with the orange line, while the yellow line will compost everything except the shroom lights, so we'll put an item sorter there for that and then compost the rest. The warped warp block thing on the orange line, maybe we'll cut that in half. That'd be sufficient for our needs. You know, it's like, in the end of the day, we're already on a rich server. I mean, I got so much stuff I'll never be able to use it. In some cases. In other cases, I'm very poor in items, and so we got to strike a balance here. And I think the balance will be, we'll go ahead and do that, and that way we won't be using quite so much bone meal, like 3/4 of the bone meal, 3/4, maybe even 80% of the you know, the stuff that normally gets sent to bone meal will be, but you know, we'll just send it to bone meal, just as Ray has it there, but we'll save 20% of the stuff, and I don't know, that seems reasonable to me, and I'll come up with a system to do that. Won't be too hard. So we got that. Okay, so we got our numbers there. We know a little bit about the orange line and the yellow line. It's just the item collection he had. He just had it divided into essentially 2 channels. All right. And I guess I'm going to have to put the label on this that this is one of the chatty streams. I chat too much. I don't like chatting so much. I'm not a big talker. IRL. I don't talk too much. What I do is I get things done. I don't talk about it, we just get it done. Alright, so I can see some things here. Now you'll note some obvious changes here. Again, if you've seen the previous stream, you haven't reviewed this concept here. This wasn't all ancient debris, and that was where the mode of failure was on this other one here. Eventually, TNT got to the point where, you know, it was a low chance, but if you run the thing long enough, those low chances, well, eventually it blew up all that, because endstone isn't blast proof per se. I mean, it's got the much lower blast resistance than the ancient debris, which is the equivalent of you know, obsidian. Endstone isn't even close to that. So you see in the original version here, it's got the endstone. That's what failed on this farm. And if you intend to run Ray's farm here for like any duration of time, you best consider changing that endstone out to, I know it's expensive, but it's worth it. You know, because otherwise eventually the thing's going to break, and it's like, you have to deal with that. It's just not worth it. Reliability is king in my book. So, where does that leave us? We have a successful experiment over here, a semi-successful, because that side didn't work, but that's fine. That was my fault. I didn't realize what was going on. I think what we're going to do is go over to the other creative server where the original for this was copied from, and we're going to develop this up a little bit. There's actually no reason to leave this running at this point. Oh, by the way, what in the world is going on here? there's a way to shut off the noise. Well, there is actually a way to shut off the noise. It's bothering me. Just temporarily shut the game volume off for now. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, alright, you know, that's cool. Nothing too sinister. That thing's supposed to be there. I was expecting to see through the window the stuff growing. Here, we'll go out of that. Out of that, and we'll just bust this open here. Yeah, see, this is what it's supposed to look like. Except, I don't remember so many particle effects. I think the problem was that I forgot to put the glass block back here, and that filled in with the what have you, so. But that's okay. We know that this system works here. And here's the thing. Ray, God bless him, put in this autocorrect system here. I haven't found it to be reliable. At least, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I haven't found it to be reliable. So I have like a secondary system here that's, you know, every once in a while recharging the thing, making sure that these stay as warped nylium and not turn back into netherrack, which is they're prone to do. So I got this on a timer. It's on a short timer right now. It could probably be a lot longer. And yeah, we're keeping this change. We'll modify it a little bit more, but I mean that seems good. It's good news though. That here's the thing: it's like things intended to be gathered by this experiment was just total reliability. Obviously the thing is still running, it hasn't blown itself up, so that's good. And it's still running in the fact that the warped nylium has not disappeared and turned into netherrack. Look at that bolt. See, that's what you get for forgetting to put the glass back in there. But right now that doesn't matter, we can turn this thing off now. We got our data. How do you turn it off? You know, while I'm at it, we're going to turn off the tick sprint. And now we're just running in regular time. Oh, look at that. 3 point. If anyone wants to figure out how fast the server was running times, because it's supposed to be 50, so 3.56 out of 50. And you can get the number for, I was saying it was like 10 to 12 times faster. It's probably 12 to more times faster. So this ran for a good long time, and over the past 2 days, it simulated a lot of real time. This flappy door is going to go. I mean, I got the sound off right now because I just can't. It's a good idea, but I can't stand the noise. We're gonna convert it back over to. It's a little more expensive. We'll just put some observers in here, and we'll do the same thing. Right. We're not concerned about expense here. We're rich on this. On the survival server. This obviously is creative. Where we're just doing tests. Well, I think we found out what we wanted to know, and now it's time to go over to the original source of this thing. That'd be the fastest way to do this. Make our changes over there, copy it over here. Before we do that, I want to do one thing. We're going to take some of that bone block there. We're going to replicate all that, fill this thing up. Then we're going to copy this whole fuel line structure over here. And, yeah. And then we'll apply it over at the other side, which means that I'll have to, like, import that file from server to server, which means you'll be waiting. Sorry about that. It'll take a minute. Not much. That's the plan. But hey, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. I'm not, in the enough chat. Let's get some work done, please. Look at all this bull crap in my inventory here. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta do that. Let's go make a bunch of these. And I know, I can do it with command block. Hey look, it looks like I was already doing it. But this doesn't really take that long, and it does last a long time, so not too concerned. Alright, our purpose here is just to fill those chests up. I'm going to copy this whole structure, and that way it'll copy over with full chest, which would be nice. Because the other thing about running the command block thing is like it's harder to meter the consumption. You can do it, but extra steps, And we're not really about that here. I know, I got the sound off, turn it back on. Apparently you can't have the music on. I've noticed that when I've been re-upping these to YouTube, because Twitch deletes them after 7 days, the YouTube copyright strikes me when the Minecraft music is running oftentimes, so sorry. I actually don't mind the Minecraft music, especially the old, the original stuff. And I'm a musician at that. So, just saying. Like people pay me. Pro. Oh crap, I must have wasted that. It's just creative, who cares? Get one more load, get this thing real filled up nice, and yeah. We'll just take them from here. I'm sure these are bone, right? Yeah, bone block. Yeah, so like my other farms on the survival server, a lot of bones are produced in my fortress farm, and basically that's all like converted over to bone blocks. So it's turned to bone meal, then turned to bone block, and stored in shulker boxes, exactly as these are. And that's how I fuel a lot of my farms there. I know there's like the self-sustaining thing going on, bone meal farms. Yeah, it's all right. But this is the way I do it, and it's fine. I guess. Surely that's enough. And most certainly it was. Just by one, though. Alright, so we're going to do a little copy in here. Let's get some coordinates. Oh, fortunately, it looks like I've already done something like that. Must have been from the previous time. Yeah, that looks like the right coordinate. And we're gonna go out how far? Obviously we're gonna miss that thing, but that's okay, we can recreate that, no big deal. We know what we're doing here, kind of. And where was the end point? Yeah, the end point would probably be... well... actually, this is not a bad end point right here. I think before I established it as this hopper, but I think if we do it down here, it's actually even better. So, of course, naturally, I dropped all my items, so let's see what we got here. Copy there. And there, we got 2 positions. And where do we want this to fall? I think we want it to fall on the start position of this first one here. That will be useful. So we're going to do the copy from here. Do we need entities copied? I don't think so. There's no entities in here. Okay, we got that copied to clipboard. We're going to need to save it because we're going to have to move it over to... actually move... this is a server. We're going to have to move it back to my personal computer where I was originally doing some work, and then we'll move it back to the server after. I should have this... I don't know. This... It is what it is. And I apologize because I know I've had some people in the past say, you know, that they watch some of my YouTube streams, which run pretty long sometimes, anywhere from between 3 to 8 or more hours, where I almost don't talk at all, which is great. And they say they fall asleep to them. I love it. That's great. It's good for me. I like it. I tell you what, I actually do that with other YouTube channels. I mean, it's my sleep aid. Hell, I could probably do that with my own. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. You know, I'll give other people credit. Why not? What were we doing here? Oh yeah, that's right, we're gonna save this. Geez, what should I call it? It should be just something simple, it doesn't really matter too much. Guess that'll do. Just remember that name. Although we can bring up the list and just load it back through the list, so that's good. Now what I'll need to do here is, hell, why don't we just start up the farm again and just let this run out now that we got this thing saved. It doesn't matter whether it's running or not. Start it up because I'm gonna need to move some files. It won't take long, but at least you have something to look at. Anything but the end. Let's see if this starts up again. This is actually important data too. Because if it don't, then we got problems. Perhaps problems bigger than I can solve. We're gonna have this Enderman problem solved, by the way, too. They shouldn't be solved. You know, this got my attention the last time I came in here on the failed machines, is this thing coming out. Why did that come out? I mean, I had a theory about it before, obviously, that by the fact that the machine is still running, that theory was incorrect. I got a new theory, and I think it's not really, but it could matter. We gotta destroy these somehow. Or like have the farm automatically destroy them somehow. We can't just like set them on fire. I mean, it's like, because one way, if this is just regular wood, I could just set something like a lava source out here. Eventually these would burn out. And that definitely won't work for this, because these things don't burn as far as I know. Very sorry to the people who wanted the less chatty stream, and you know, I'm full of Christmas cheer. No, not cheer. It rhymes with cheer. It starts with a B. And it has nothing to do with Christmas. Yeah, this is actually an interesting problem. What do you do with this thing? Because I see this eventually as a potential failure point in the farm. Like if this thing like what the oh, that's right. Yeah. If it's however unlikely, the more hours you run something, the more chances of the less probable is about to happen. If you read me correctly here. My point is this needs to be dealt with if you want a long-running, reliable farm. And I'm going to have to think about a way to deal with it. Obviously, we can't burn it, which would be my first choice. I mean, we could set up another piston thing going on there, and you know what? We could actually. Oh, I got an idea. We could take this and we can redirect it back into the blast field. You know, just by we have a set of pistons here, going up and then running it back and right into the blast field, and that would probably take care. I mean, it'd seem a little bit roundabout in a way, and it would seem completely unnecessary. But we got a problem here, and how would you solve this? Anybody with some ideas? Even if you're seeing this on the week delayed YouTube channel, where I repost these things, I want to hear your ideas. What do we do with this thing? I mean, these logs shouldn't be here, and they have potential, although very low potential, to create a problem on the farm. It's a very low, order of probability, but very low. This is nice having the sound off, by the way. So I can actually hear myself think. So yeah, that's what that seems to be probably the more sensible solution. Just kind of clock, and we won't even have. Well, you can have detection on it, I suppose. Either clock or detection. It won't really matter too much. And we'll just redirect these back into the blast stream, and yeah, it'll be fine. Because here's the thing: is they get out of the range of the blast, and that's why they're here in the first place. Yeah. Obviously, we're gonna have a lighting system around here because we really don't want mobs spawning into this thing. And you know how much I hate Endermen. If you've seen my previous streams, I really do hate those guys. These guys. Yeah, go away. So, right. I'm wasting way too. I said we didn't have much time, and I'm just sitting here chatting about what I'm thinking about. It's what I want to do, but you got to think a little bit. Sometimes you got to think out loud. You got a low IQ like me, it's you got to do it out loud. That's just what happens sometimes. It's nice to see that everything else is working. Okay, I think we got some ideas here. This is good. Oh, and all this time I was going to move some files, and I didn't even do that. Tell you what, give you a nice view here, because this is live after all. Give you a nice little view of what the farm is doing. This is Raywork's farm. I did not make this. It's his invention. He gets all the credit. I'm just trying to suit it to my own needs and make sure that it's reliable, to run. I think that's important work. And anyway, getting the file moving, you just sit there and enjoy. Jeez. Alright, it won't take long. Where's my FTP client? Sorry, it won't take long. Maybe I'll turn the sound on back on so you can hear the blasts or something. Perfect. Alright, now I can get to moving this file. You know, I think the Christmas cheer is slowing me down. Right, so there's like 4 servers on this thing. Really, I went to the wrong one. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll get the right one. We'll get the file, bring it back here, and then we're gonna re-up it back, re-up the new thing that we're gonna make from down here back up to there, and there you go. We'll see. Trust me, it's gonna work. Eventually. I'll play some music or something, but I'd definitely get a copyright strike. Even though what I would play would be classical, because copyright. I want to do a whole video about copyright law, and copyright strike. I'm not a lawyer, by the way, but enough said. Sorry about the wait. So sorry. Many apologies to the many viewers out there. The many. Sometimes, alright, so anyways, I see what the problem is. You know, transferring the files. The file has been transferred, you know, when I go over to them. From the server to the client, which are in 2 different towns. You know, so I had to go over the interweb. And clearly the Christmas cheer, delete the CH, replace it with a B, and then delete the Christmas part. That's slowing me down. Got it? Alright. Let's get to work here. We don't need to be here anymore. We still got the bot loading this section, so this experiment could continue if we wanted to. Actually, I don't need this to be on it. I only turned it on just so the viewing audience would have something to look at while I was, you know, bumblefucking around with my, you know, file transfer tools here. We don't need this to be on because what we're going to do is we'll be back here and we're going to, it takes a while to shut off. Because we'll be back here and we'll be pasting in something else that'll be running here. But I want to keep this here. It's just kind of an archive. I always do that. Anytime I have like a trails of dead farms on the various areas of my test servers. Dead, or you know, it's like part of the evolution of a farm. Actually, part of that switch should like turn that thing off too. Note to self, right? Anyway, let's get local here. Great, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the one I most recently had open. And it appears to be that. This is good, but thanks to the Christmas cheer, replace the CH with a B. I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back. You know what I mean? I didn't leave the episode number up still, did I? Because of the Christmas cheer, everyone, and the color is an indication. Hopefully it's not that color. Oh yeah, right. Alrighty then. We're back. And let's see, I want to check something here. I mean, this is stupid. I mean, I guess as long as I'm being chatty, I'll be chatty. 56 minutes into the thing, this, according to this thing. And I've accomplished what I would normally do in maybe, you know, being thorough about it, maybe 5 minutes. Being less thorough about it, just kind of superficially glancing. I basically get most of what I needed to know in about a minute or less. About a minute. 56 minutes. That is the effect of the cheer. Well, thankfully I'm home. So let's see. And not to mention that this cheer is 9% ABV, and how many have I had now? Right, so wait, this one's 9.5. The two ones before that were 9, and I don't know what the other one was. This is a terrible time to be like redesigning farms. Textbook, do not do this. We're about to do this just to be instructive about it. First off, I want to get rid of this because I don't want to have to copy this over. Let's try to be professional here. Great. That was pretty professional, I suppose. Could have typed it faster, but whatever. Alright, now everything else here is like all set up for shipping, right? Like we got all like the, because I've explained this before, why all this crying obsidian here is not part of the farm, it's part of the shipping method to make the farm. Oh, and by the way, there's one I forgot, I think. Maybe. Actually, I'm not sure what the case was with this one. That'll remain a mystery for now. Okay, so what else do we need to change here? Okay, this is the important part, and I'm going to have to make a short video about this in my PSA. These here, to increase reliability of Rayworks netherwood farm, these really should be, you know, you cheapen out here if you're using the end stone. I know the end stone has high blast resistance. Eventually, something happens, and it's just enough. Maybe you only need to replace this bottom one, but I'm going to replace all three. It's just, you know, and definitely this one down here. I mean, look, the guy did amazing work getting all those timings right and trying to get this to be as cheap as possible, but reliability, dude, that's what I'm about. And so we're going to go ahead and replace these. I mean, you could ask me about the AR-AK argument, and yeah, I think you know where I stand already, huh? So in the end, and I've already counted this out, it'll cost us an additional 8 ancient debris because I'm going to make a dual farm out of this. I was thinking a quad, but ancient debris and survival without, like, you know, I've gone on expeditions and I've created machines that more or less help me with gaining ancient debris. Well, I have a certain amount of ancient debris, and you know, I can't just spend it foolishly. So, but I certainly have enough to do this, and plenty more in reserve and for other projects. And really, this is all I want. So yeah, that was the important part. Just replace all those with ancient debris. You probably didn't need to, at least not the top two. Certainly the one right below it, and probably the one over there, because modes of failure I've seen on the farm, eventually that blows up. I ran this farm now, what did I say, how many days it was? It was like, ran the farm for almost a month straight. It was like, I still got the calculator open here. It says 26.79 days is where it was running. And it didn't have a problem. Whereas, you know, it would fail relatively quick, within less than 100 hours, probably even less within the 50 hours that it was tested at. But you never know. It's like, that's why you need the long tests. I'm telling you, if you're building farms, if you're designing farms, you gotta do, and if you're after reliability, you gotta do at least 1,000-hour tests. Just let it go for 1,000 hours, and naturally you're gonna need to run that on a separate server where you're tick warping it, which is what we do. And then, you know, we establish something that's reliable. You don't need to babysit it so much. You don't need to repair it, and especially in something like this where it's somebody else's work. And you know, I don't necessarily, you know, if something gets messed up on this, it's really difficult to deal with. So yeah, it's just better safe than sorry. I hate that. No, not safety first, but reliability first. Okay. What else do we need to change here? This is a problem down here. We're going to go ahead and put something in here to kind of help us out. Not going to use it. Just throw a generic block down there that we got a lot of and put another rail in here. And in case I seem slow, nobody's commented on it so far, but they should. It's because of the Christmas cheer. Replace the CH with B. And delete the Christmas part. Oh, this is another like pet peeve of mine. Yeah, I was always commenting previously when I was, you know, like over there. The flappy door. Right, so eventually it gets annoying. We're just going to replace it with like observers. So, fuck that door. Damn it. Christmas cheer, everybody. Cheer. Minus the CH. And a B. Right. You know, this, as I'm sitting here doing this and not getting much done, even though I said there was very little time and very much things to do, and this is not even the start of the things to do. I'm thinking that, you know, one direction this thing could go at is like, you know, a very cheerful, if you don't mind me saying so, stream where we try to develop a farm, but under the influence of the cheer. Just replace the CH with a B. And that's why I always mark on the YouTube thing, this is not for kids. Don't watch this, kids. This is a bad example. You definitely don't want to be like me. I mean, I got stories to tell. I don't know if I should tell them now. Or if I'll be able to tell them later. Alright, so anyway, we got rid of that flappy door. I'm sure this is going to work out just fine here for like transferring the stuff. What are some other pet peeves I have about this thing? Obviously we got to get rid of the storage system. We're not using that. Which is what we always do when we paste the thing in there. So we're going to get rid of all that. Because, you know, while it may work for, you know, an average user, don't work for me. What exactly were we doing? Okay, these are the two lines, right? Alright, we'll figure that out. Probably put barrels here. Supposedly you can put chests here. I'm gonna have to do another test. Somebody, one of my viewers, pointed out to me that perhaps there was, I mean, it was a negligible, almost negligible result, but because of just the volume of chests that I used, and if I saw any difference at all between chests and barrels, that I was definitely going to go with barrels because, you know, just because of the volume. I mean, so it's not an absolute sin to have like any chests or anything, but we don't really need chests because, you know, the nice thing about chests is you can double them up and, you know, create a split right there between. There's lots of advantages in that, but oftentimes all you need is a barrel. And so I think that's what we'll probably do there if we need to. We need to get rid of some of these too. Just kind of thinking out loud as I'm doing this. I mean, I kind of thought it through a little bit before. So yeah, as far as this goes, we're gonna have to, I forget, which one was the red and which, I mean, I had like orange and yellow lines. I might have to go real quick back to the other server just to remember which one was which and which one was producing more and which one was producing less. I think what I said I was gonna do, oh, this could be a problem actually. Not really. Okay, where's the fuel line gonna run? The fuel line's gonna be inserted from down there. If we have an item sorter here, that should clear it. In the meantime, these hoppers don't even have to be face down. They could be faced out anyway. We'll take that one as it comes. So, there's that. What else did we need to change? Right. I was thinking it takes a little longer. You know, when you're in when you're in the spirit of things. Sometimes it takes a little less. Still wondering why this, you know, it's like I saw a squirrel. Why this was a problem before, because that shouldn't have been. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, it wasn't enough of a problem to actually do anything about it, so we won't worry about it. Up here. Well, yeah. We're gonna have to get some lighting going on here. Because ultimately I want this farm in the nether where it's kind of low resource. And it doesn't matter what... Anytime... This is something I learned a long time ago. I assume it's still true. It's like anytime you have a farm that doesn't need to be in the overworld, or it doesn't need to be in any particular environment, put it in the, I said nether, the end dimension. Because that's the least demand. I mean, mostly got void you're dealing with, so it's like just not a lot of stuff is getting ticked. Is if you got spawn proofed, you're not talking about like any enderman spawning. And yeah, it's just generally as far as server resources go, it's pretty cheap, you know. As I not put down a light, what are we gonna use for lights? I'd say use shroom lights, but we don't have any yet. We'll use glowstone because that's what we have a lot of. And I guess we'll put one down here. We'll get our light level thing up. Oh yeah, definitely. Right, so we got that. We're gonna want light levels on all this. I know it seems high, but just put a couple there. Definitely put one on that corner. That should do with lighting up this whole section. Yeah, that'd be fine. Keep in mind that the crying obsidian does emit light, so that because we're skewing the measurements, but they're not so high, you know? Better safe than sorry, I guess. Just put one in the corner then. And there's no way that's not going to work, so that's good. The next lighting concern is not so much the tower, because the tower itself is, although, you see that number 1 there? That's not good. I mean, it's good enough. I mean, nothing will spawn on it, but when you get these zeros here, things can spawn on that, but by putting stuff over here kind of helps. So when you do the real build, it'll be like this. And that should be good there. We want to light up the bottom a little bit too. Actually, you know what's really important is lighting up the whole section where these trees spawn. Because, you know, ultimately Enderman can spawn around there. I don't know what the bounds are for the TNT. I assume if we're out this far that nothing's going to blow up, but maybe put just a lighting tower in right about here. That seems pretty good. What should we make it out of? Need this out of blackstone stuff. Maybe we'll just do it out of blackstone bricks or something like that. I mean, just thinking. Jeez, less. I was about to say, is that our options? And it said VKS there. You know what all that means. Y'all know you're Russian. Don't need that. Now this is just being set up for shipping. This is obviously not natively a workable farm. I assume these would be enough out of the blast radius. Yeah. Set out a block or two. Because here's the thing, it's like, we could put this tower here, blocks here. These definitely won't get blown up, even at 1 out. I'll put the glowstone behind it. Just thinking out loud. For what it's worth, which is not much. And we don't need it going up that high, so hold on a second. Right up to around here is good. Put the glowstone in back of it. Because surely the black stone, I haven't looked it up, has a higher blast resistance. Because if I just put glowstone here, that might be within the blast zone. We got so much of it. Why don't we just kind of apply it liberally? See, folks, this is what you get for being liberal. Jeez. Can't even get my numbers right. Alright, something like that. That'll keep the light on the trees, and then as far as the rest of this, we'll just put one on the other side. That should do well enough. They come on a radius of like, how far? There's no way that's not going to work. You know, I like the look of the composters on top of the hoppers. I know that there was a change in the game where any solid block will do. You didn't have to like put composters or some other solid block that kind of tames the hopper CPU usage. But we'll leave them as they are because I like the look of them. What can I say? $196. $196. Oh, okay. I like things to be symmetrical. More or less. With faces, actually, it doesn't necessarily matter. Well, we get into that topic later. Sometimes you like those little imperfections. Well, that seems to me like it's going to be blast resistant enough. It will light everything up. I mean, of course, naturally we'll test all this. Oh, I don't like that this is just like a 1 over here. Maybe we will go ahead and right, because I was going to put these farms close together. We might take care of that lighting issue once we get the whole unit together. Now, there was the other problem of... Hold on a second, I want to go back to the other server and see. Was it this level, or was it one level higher where it knocked the bomb? Well, wait a minute, we can figure that out right now. Because there's nothing else to knock it out. It would have had to have been one level higher. So somewhere around there, huh? Right. Anyway, what we said we were going to do is just take what was going to be an eventual block stream here, and we're going to redirect it back into the blast field. I think that's something I want to do after I do the after I put these two together, because this whole thing's going to function as a unit. We got the important changes done. We got most of the lighting that we practically would need to be done. So, anyway, actually, well, hold on a second here. Hold on 1 second there. It's gonna extend out that far anyway. So, yeah, we might as well, we can't really put I don't want to put the tower here because here's the thing, it's like we gotta put the block redirect thing here. And where is that going to be, and how is it going to activate? Let's go ahead and build that now. What do we want it running off of? One thing we could have it running off of is the clock that's going to be between these two things. That could be okay. How about if we have detection? Maybe we'll do it by detection, because you know, there's no way this thing is going to run so fast that it's going to like mess that up. So, I forgot. There's a really good block stream method here. I think we're just going to improvise and not worry about it too much. Okay. What if... I'm thinking here. thinking here? You know, it's live, this pressure, and it makes me think slower, especially if I had the Christmas cheer minus the CH minus the Christmas. And add the B. Well, we could have it so that if it... I know. Yeah, this is simple. Let's just get pistons here. For you serious Minecraft scientists there, go in the sci, you know. Sorry about that and all, but I'm just not very fast tonight. We'll do this. It'll be good enough. Let's see, how are we going to activate that piston? We'll probably have to kind of go out a little bit. And I don't really care about, like, using up stuff. Actually, wouldn't really matter if I did it this way. Yeah, it would. Because I was just a moron. Alright, so this is probably better. Can't believe I did that. Anybody who saw that, just forget you saw that. We've all seen this one before. Let's see, how would I activate this? And be, like, really coy about it. Oh, well, probably with repeater timings, right? That way at least it wouldn't... Well, here's the thing, it's like, that's gonna get up into the... Yeah, we don't really want that. I got a better idea, and it's not even a good idea, but it's a better idea. Oh my gosh. I am definitely exposing either my stupidity or level of inebriation. It's an initiation of inebriation. Because I can't remember. I had a system for this, and now I can't remember what it is, and we're kind of like reinventing the wheel. Is that okay? I mean, you know, nobody seems to be objecting, right? I mean, what would you do? I know, you're all... You definitely wouldn't do that. Get rid of that. How about this? Wait, no, we wanted a... Why am I struggling over a simple blocker redirect thing? This is dumb. This is so dumb, I don't even... I think I want to just hit the stop streaming button. Or at least get some more cheer. Replace the CH with a B. And make sure it's 9%. Give or take. Okay, alright, I got the idea here. This is gonna be great, by the way. We don't... Okay, so we know the stream is gonna come in this way. We want the observer to detect that from over here, so it's not detecting the piston. Granted, this is not the way... Look, you smart people, I get it. This is not how you'd normally do it. But I'm going to do it this way, because it's good enough. It only has to be good enough. That's the deal. How much margin do we have? I want to do this out a little bit further, because, you know, safety first, even though I don't believe in that. but it will be safer. Where's the worst of the blast radius? And what do we need to be looking out for? How far out is this? Let's get a number. We can go out as far as 190 and be okay. We're going to put it right here because, you know, why not? I sure hope Ray isn't watching. Yeah, so there's a dumbass took my farm here and this is all bubbling the thing up here. And where's my Christmas cheer? We definitely don't need that. And we want detection right before the piston. That's all we need. Just enough to activate the piston. Believe me, there's a better way to do this thing. Might as well light this up while we're at it. That won't work. Diego waffles, what are you talking about? The trash? What are you talking about? I mean, it's like the whole contents of the freezer practically? Why? You know what? I'm gonna have some of those. Well, yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're in the trash and they're still sealed, right? So, hey. And maybe I want a snack right now, right? In the upstairs garbage. Okay, I got it. Alright. That's right. Well, thanks for the tip. Oh, which stuff? Oh, that stuff? Oh, man. I mean, it's like in the... Wait a minute, what about those big boxes of like a cake or something? It's like... Or, I don't know what that was. It was like two very big rectangular boxes. Well, I saw those, they were in there and now they're not there, so... Yeah? Well, then screw them, I guess. Alright. I guess we're gonna have some waffles for snack. Am I in the wrong key here? Right, so, what are we doing? And we don't care if this piston activates twice, because that's not really important. In fact, it could just be as simple as this. Alright, we got some, Emma Noah 91 says, I'm an artist offering cheap overlays. Well, I'm all about cheap. And emotes and banners, but here's the thing. I don't care about any of that stuff. I do what I do. Let's see what this does. That's good enough for me. So if something got pushed, let's say we had a piston pushing something here. It seems to me, as rudimentary as this is, this will work just fine for our purposes. Rudimentary, that's the thing. Yeah, so we need to do this, and then we're going to just push it back into the stream, and, you know, it'll get blowed up. Believe me, this is going to work. Except for one problem. What I didn't take into account was we're over here at this level, and we are going to put the farms side by side, so we're going to have potentially interference here. Are we enough out of the blast radius where this stuff won't get affected? I think we are. Let's just bring it in just a little tighter. Right, so that should be tight enough so I could put the other thing to push it, because we got to push it back into the stream here. So. And at that, we could actually use the signal from this one to do the other thing, so that, yeah, that'd be fine. No big deal. Although I do want to leave that open a little bit. Maybe, it's not important. In fact, let's close it up, because it's not important. At what point should we start pushing it back in? More directly into the blast? This will kind of like, you know, doing less work. Change my mind. We are going to be dumpster diving in a second here, because apparently somebody threw out some waffles that I'm going to want. If anyone cares. I hate wasting food. It's kind of against my code. I think what we'll do here is the ideal situation is kind of put a delay. We'll test this to make sure that I can't believe we're doing something so basic on this. I mean, it's like I should have had less cheer, minus the cheer plus the B, you know, substitutions. Yeah. Yep. Well, the good news is we probably only need this observer because in fact, this could be even tighter still. I mean, the fact is this is never going to be a fast block stream, so we really don't need to worry about timings too much. Just give it enough time to work is basically that. Maybe like that. I don't know what the difference is. Actually, if we want to be more efficient. I don't really like this kind of thing, but well, whatever. It is what it is. And we will maybe just do it like that. Just be minimalist, I guess. Okay, so let's say blocks coming through here. clock's doing its thing. Gee, can I just do this? Nice. I know, I could have command blocks doing this, but this is a short experiment. Just to see where we're going. Not really that important. There's better ways to do it, I understand that. I just want to see if this just basically works, and which it definitely will. And I mean, as long as it gets into the blast, that's fine. One thing I'm a little worried about is, like, I mean, no, it's going to get into the blast. We'll test it. It'll be fun. And it's a simple enough system, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. What, me worry? Why would I worry? For that matter, we don't need any of that stuff. Put that there. Although it looks kind of funny if it's not connected to the farm. Maybe we'll put some back. Go, man. This is the wrong block. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know what? Let's convert all this over to the other kind of block. Yeah, like that. I guess that looks more appropriate. And that'll give us just what we need to push that stream out there that could potentially over a long time cause a failure. And since I mean, we're actually really increasing our chances of not having a failure by, yeah, we're gonna be good there. And with that, we may want to actually light this whole thing up. Is this this is clear, right? Let's go ahead and light it up. Far enough out at this point. Throw the black stone in here and right. 196, that sounds familiar, is that right? 196 indeed, alright, we're good. Just put some stuff on the back of this. This is still within the bounding box of the what have you. Yeah, well, yeah, it is. I think. Right. There were issues with lights down here. Not very much, but a few lights in the corner. Don't worry about this too much. that was going to be an issue, but we can address that when it happens. Gee, you know, I was doing some experiments at one point about, you know, replacing these like quartz bricks or whatever they are with the concrete. And the concrete looks just kind of ghetto, so I don't know. Maybe we'll go ahead and not do concrete here. Yeah. Oh, my pick block doesn't work. Okay. And the only reason that's here is to keep this from breaking. You know, when I do the cut and paste. Now, none of this needs to be here. I should change this to blocks that actually matter. I think what I'll do, because it's going to be for the shipping version, so... It's not important that those blocks even be there. Except for this one. Oh, wait a minute. It sort of is important. Only sort of. Yeah. No, I guess we'll just leave it that way. That's fine. What's that called? Right. That one. Great, another fake viewer. Wonderful. Well, if you're really interested in what I'm doing, you will comment and tell me what a moron I am. Because you should. I appreciate it. So there's a bunch of waffles in the trash. Should we dumpster dive and grab those and toast those up and have a nice snack? What time is it? I have a little time. I can do that. A little bit of time. Oh yeah, the whole thing with the... we're going to be in testing mode. Let's go ahead and put the what have yous there. You know, one step at a time, right? You know, that's what they say. The colors don't matter. Just whatever. Wait, no. These could all be one color. And if that's a color, then I want it to be something else. And it doesn't matter, so that's just, I just want to state that ahead of time. It's gonna be this color. There we go. Eventually that's gonna, those are probably gonna be like barrels feeding into hoppers. They're gonna feed into a line that, you know, you get the idea. Alright, what else do we need to do here? By the way, this is taking so long. I cannot believe how long this is taking. You realize if I was just by myself and not having the cheer, Christmas time cheer, and you know how long this would have taken? I don't even want to tell you. Don't even want to tell you. Let's see, what else? Since we're just measuring still, I guess we're just going to blow these out. How? No. Because, you see, here's the thing, is we're going to have to, like, bring these out so that, yeah. So we still get the shroom lights. Think about that a little bit. Just going to get our sorter sorted out. For now, I'll just do the measuring. For now. Obviously that'll have to change, and you know, when I'm in a little smarter mode here, it'll take care. Damn it! There's nothing to see here, but you know, since it's not really kind of high traffic time right now, maybe just watch that flappy door. Hey, wait a minute, maybe we activate the flash. Give the viewers Tachi something to watch. And by the way, this is in the mode where it can fail easily, so hey, if it happens, that's great. Meanwhile, I'll be right back. I should put up the sign if it's not up. Oh, it's not up. Good. Because if it was up, then Whoa. Whoa. Huh? Alright, somebody's back. I wasn't back yet. I'm not back yet. I actually got some stuff in the toaster. Well, dumpster diving there and found some waffles. And before they catch fire, I probably ought to go find them. And by the way, if you're still there, yeah, I did go to your channel there, and it's like, yeah, got some interesting stuff going on. Go. Sadly, I can't be here for too long. I do gotta get up early tomorrow, but no, I did. I actually did enjoy going over there and just seeing what was going on. I saw your hydroelectric plant there. And, you know, the engineering that goes into figuring all that stuff out. Which I was doing earlier, but I was doing a very slow pace right now. And I did, by the way, check out your plugin as well. Not plugin, but whatever the mod was. I downloaded. I didn't install it yet, and I didn't check it out. But you know, it's on the agenda. Oh, I gotta get the toaster. I'll be right there. Ooh. Okay, now I think I'm really back. So yeah, if only somebody could engineer a toaster that doesn't burn a house down. That would be nice. It went swimmingly. I allotted 2 hours for repair that should have taken a professional about 10 minutes to do, and it only took me an hour. That includes cleanup, and, you know, getting the tools, putting tools away, you know, washing up, all that kind of stuff. But you know, you gotta allot the time is the thing. Thank you for remembering. Yep. So the squeal is gone. All that, because I was really worried that pulley was going to seize up. When I got it off, it didn't actually seem too bad, but it was making a hell of a lot of noise. And I was like, you know. Anyway, I'm happy you got it done. It didn't take that long. It wasn't really that much effort. So, right. So what we're doing is kind of modifying this whole farm thing here to suiting it to our needs. And as far as like, well, I'll tell you what, maybe the story actually begins a little bit earlier. Let's jump over to the actual server. This is single player. I love how with the version of the mods that I have, that the thing will crash when it comes out of single player. I don't know why. That's going to change soon, so we'll see. So yeah, we were doing some experiments over here. So we ran this, well, I did this earlier on the stream. It was just kind of reviewing what happened here. There was one unit that wasn't working, and I just let it go. This unit worked for almost a month in terms of actual game time, so I did, you know, the tick sprint. And it was like 27 days or something it ran without blowing up. If you're, I don't know if you, on your server or like where you're playing, if you have a farm like this where you're doing like the netherwood, and if you, this is Rayworks farm, I was talking about Rayworks. He's good, but you know, he's a little cheap sometimes, and he's trying to really skirt the issue, not the issue, but the, be as cheap as he can with the materials, and I'm not about that. I'm about reliability. So what I did, you look at the original version. It's over here. These are the ones that blew up, by the way. Eventually, what happens is this top part here, that blows up. That was originally like end stone here, and it was protecting these pistons. Same thing happened on this one. These things were running in parallel, and eventually they blew themselves up. The original version copied over is like from here, and this is the part that blows up. As painful as it may seem, it's the idea is you should replace that end stone with you know, the ancient debris, and there you go. Oh wait, okay, hold on, tell me about it. Okay. Insanely fast. You got some numbers, just ballpark figures? Okay. 4. I want to say gigatons, but what would that be? So, you know, like when the these, oh, game ticks, right? Game ticks, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Right. So, but here's the thing: it's like the trees. Yeah, sure. This actually it's not running right now, but sure this runs a little slower. I mean, he says he's running it fast. Bottom line is it reliable, and reliability, that's a deal breaker for me. If it's not reliable, I ain't using it. It should be able to run for like ideally, you know, a month and a half or months without ever having a problem. And then if it has a problem, it should be an easy problem to solve. That's my whole thing. But 4 game tips per tree, that's good. But like, what about like number of logs per hour? I guess was the figure I was interested in. Right here, these are rated at 1,200 logs an hour. That's good. You run it 2 in parallel. It's 2,400 logs an hour. I mean, it's good enough. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway. Anyway, replace that and it resolved the reliability issues. And then we had this other issue here too with the farm. It was like eventually it was like putting out this little figure here. It probably won't be a problem, But the idea here was that eventually this gets to the push limit, and if this piston can't push anymore, it probably won't be too much of a problem, but I don't want to take any chances necessarily. Again, reliability. Oh, video. Alright, well, I'm going to check that out. Great. Further delaying the nether project. Well, you know, you got to do the research, right? So that's the thing. Okay, I got that very lightly on in the background. I'm kind of watching that with subtitles. He's all efficiency, you know, efficiency and reliability. That's like a core, you know. I know that. That's what. Oh, as far as Ray works, yeah, I know. But here's the thing: is he got some ideas, and I just happen to be doing that right now. Most of what I do is based on Il Mango, and you know, the other Germans on the Minecraft server. Now, here's the thing, too. I mean, what you're saying there is like he only tested out to 50 hours. What scientific person would even do that? 1,000 hours is a rule of thumb. Oh, the Peaceful Mode series? Yes, I did watch that. That was actually pretty interesting. I mean, getting slimes, I mean, to make like flying machines and slime blocks, you know, and yeah, no, I did watch that series. That was actually really interesting. Let's see, yeah. But let's face it, if this, I'm kind of watching this. All right, yeah, he's doing all that with the numbers, but you know, if you don't got the reliability, then what good is it? It just works until it breaks, and then what do you do? Oh, okay, right, right. It's kind of hard to do all this at the same time. Not good at multitasking. You know, I'll get back to that, but I'm sure it'll give me some interesting things to think about. One advantage is, well, I don't know. Like I say, I haven't watched it in detail, but you know, this is basically cheap to build, and if it'll get the job done and be reliable, that's all I really want. it's not too expensive to build. Yeah. Granted, the by the way, I don't know if I was talking about this earlier. Did I mention this earlier about ancient debris and explosions? And yes, you can blow up ancient debris. You definitely can blow up ancient debris. I've done it. And this goes back to a principle Il Mango was talking about with when he was doing his blast chambers. Oh yeah? Right. Oh, the cat gift farm. Yeah, right. Right, yeah. Again, a very interesting series. And by the way, didn't he never actually finish that one? If I recall, when I was watching, I don't remember it ever like reaching any kind of completion, or it's like he just kind of. That's roughly about the time he disappeared, right around there, maybe right after that. You know, after he'd run a bunch of those. Anyway, it was like Il Mango's blast chamber. You know, it's talked about the principle of like a moving block pushed by a piston into an explosion could, you know, the block's blast resistance is decreased phenomenally. It's just like I had the unfortunate situation. Okay, the unfortunate situation where I was pushing some ancient debris, and this was in survival. And I pushed the ancient debris into the blast at the time, and the ancient debris got blasted, and it was gone. It was gone. That did not. Well, I learned a lesson there. I don't know if that's the case currently. That would have happened, let's say, when I was doing my concrete farm, and I was kind of taking a shortcut. You know, just trying to push stuff and try to within a blast chamber. And it turned out that that wasn't a good idea. Anyway, I got my timings right, and I'm not losing ancient debris at all, so that's good. Why am I here? Oh, I was just here to illustrate what I was doing. Yeah, but I don't know if anybody talks about that, but you can blow up ancient debris and just eliminate it from the... And it's a very unfortunate thing. You know, if you had to work for it. By the way, I have a question for you too, since you're all... Yeah. Yeah, it can be destroyed by explosions. If it's in motion from a piston while there's an explosion going on, there's a good chance it's gone. And this has to do with the whole thing, and that's why I bring back Il Mango's blast chamber, where he was trying to make the most efficient blast chamber. And it's like the moving block has reduced blast resistance, and well, there you go. I mean, you can do a little thing on that. Try it. I mean, I was thinking of like, because I got this, you know, basically I just repost my, you know, Twitch streams on YouTube. I was thinking of making some actual YouTube videos where I actually explain some things that I've run into across, you know, as working on things. Oh yeah? Oh right, yeah, no, yeah, of course. We all know about the principle. You just didn't know it could work with ancient debris. Interesting. Well, anyway, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, right. Anyway, well, there's no need to be here. Actually, I'm so, anyway, oh, yeah, the question, what was my question? Hold on a second. Just gotta check on something here. Okay, never mind. I can't remember what that was. It had to do with, I can't remember now. It'll come to me. Alright. Had to do with farms. Jeez, what was it? So sorry. As I was explaining earlier in the stream, I had a little bit too much Christmas cheer. And by Christmas cheer, just take away the CH and replace it with the B, and pretty much take away the Christmas part too. And that's why this is not a really good time to redesign farms. Maybe I should just do like dumb work. My excuses. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, so, anyway. Taking this... I'll watch that video, you know, I guess I'll keep doing what I'm doing with this thing. By the way, you have on your farm, if you're, are you, you're doing the farm that, what's his name here is? Anyway, yeah, yeah, the netherwood farm that you were talking about there that you sent the video about. That doesn't use ancient debris, does it? And I guess my next question is, and this goes back to what I was really meant to ask, do you have like a method for getting to ancient debris? I mean, there's a lot of... Okay. Yeah, I know, because this is like 23 per unit, so we're talking about, if we do a 2-unit farm, it's 46 ancient debris, that's a lot. What do you do for getting ancient debris on your server? Because obviously, you know, you cleared out an end, or like a void. I think it was in it was in the nether, right? You must have been able to retrieve a whole bunch of ancient debris from that. Hmm. It's pretty manual, but alright. Um. Oh, you cleared a void in the overworld. Okay. Right. Why not the nether? Yeah, because there's 2 layers of you know, bedrock. Or, you know, you got the roof and the floor. So. Fair enough. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I can show you what I did to get some ancient debris, and it was a little bit labor intensive. I feel like, I don't know, with all the trouble that you run into, like when you're just walking around trying to get it manually, I don't know if what I did was really worth it. Right. Okay. No. No. I can see the reason for that. Definitely. And you're talking about only drowns only spawning in an overworld. Isn't that some of that's biome dependent, isn't it? I mean, you're gonna get faster rates depending on the biome. Anyway, what I was told a long time ago is like that the river biomes were the best for that kind of thing. Ah, right, of course, river. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So, gee, I'm not making much of a video here. It's like sitting here trying to eat the waffles, not crunch on them too much, and finish this thing here, and hopefully be able to get up tomorrow and work. Yeah, the river. That's a good. Okay. Yeah, for ancient debris, I don't know if what I did was necessarily a good idea, but it may have been a good idea. I'll tell you what, since I'm not really doing anything and not accomplishing anything, maybe we'll just tour a little bit more. I love how single player crashes the game with that particular version of the plugins I'm running. It never ceases to entertain me. Let's see, where are we? Okay. I already checked up on these machines. They're still doing a thing. Right, so actually I'm not well equipped for this. I should have like weapons. Maybe alright. Let's see, where should I go? Alright. Yeah, so I'm gonna go down here where I kinda had a patch where I was kinda like oh, the other way, sorry. Must be that old Christmas cheer taking its effect. I don't believe I'm allowed to say the other words, so. No. Could get a little dicey here, we'll see. I don't have any weapons. Right, so, let me turn the light levels. Alright, now we can see stuff. Alright, so, you know, I had to like all these TNT dupers here, and we blasted out a whole bunch of stuff here. And, there was a fair amount of manual work, but we did get a fair amount of ancient debris out of this thing, too. Yeah, we blasted that all down to bedrock. And, grabbed, so as far as you can see there, that's just great. Right, so that's just great. I don't know why that... Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know why there's still structures up there. I thought we blasted all that out. Yeah, so we kind of blasted out a whole area in where the ancient debris was. We, you know, we made out all right. I had basically a whole bunch of sweeping machines and well, TNT machines and sweeping machines, because you had to sweep away the lava. I'm not saying it was a great solution. I feel like it was still a lot of work. But I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, okay, what you're saying here. Wide tunnel boring machines, yeah. Yeah, no, actually that's what I originally wanted to do. This was kind of like the poor man's version of like what I did with that. As this thing goes on and on here. Poor man's version of it, but yeah. So, yeah, essentially we quarried all this area out here. And to keep the lava was of course a problem. We ended up using a lot of... Really? Oh, okay. Well, actually, we really didn't... we could have run this for longer, but yeah. Now, here's the thing, and I know, you know, everybody says about Ray Works. He also kind of recommended doing the top, and I was thinking about that. Yeah. Well, hello there. And these are the sweeper machines that swept away the lava. Anyway, it was kind of a bit of an endeavor. It was like, should we have done that just to get the ancient debris? I don't know. We got a fair amount, but... There was a fair amount, but like I say, it was some work, and I don't know. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. That's why I was just asking. I guess we might as well enjoy it down here. As long as we're here. Right. To tell you the truth, I don't really like that question. And I'm talking to the other one. Anyway, this whole project could have been done better, but it was what it was, and we've actually done a lot of ancient debris manually, and it's like, that was a pain. That's why we actually made the endeavor to try to automate it somehow. Yeah, at least we got this nice big section here of open area. Yeah, do something with it, I guess. Yeah. Well, fair enough. I mean, you know, of course we got all your fancy netherite tools, but we don't lose them that often, right? As long as you're not having too much Christmas cheer and working around the void. And then, I don't know, I just feel like it's a challenge I need to take. I really want to get more, like, automate the process of getting the ancient debris. So far, I'm not happy. Well, that would be the king of doing... Well, you know, I could make my whole abode out of, like, netherite blocks, right? Never mind the tinted glass. Let's use netherite blocks. Yeah, it'd be a good way to show off if you know, if I had the chops to do it. Work in progress, work in mind, but you know, there's other stuff to do, so for now. So how do we get up here? I remember we used a lot of this bamboo-y stuff here, the scaffolding. Yeah, so in the end, I'm not sure this is... I'm on the fence whether this was a worthwhile project or not. It was kind of fun to do, and you know, it was... Wait, did I just go the wrong way? Tell me I just didn't go the wrong way. Okay. Oh yeah. Jeez, yeah. Out of calcite? Oh yeah. Now we're talking. I think I just went the wrong way. I'm actually back at the end of the thing. That's dumb. Must be the Christmas cheer. So yeah, I'm trying to get back to... Yeah, that's the thing, is you're right about that. Non-renewable. I mean, I don't know a way to make it. I don't know, like, there's a mechanic in the game to get that to occur. It's just... Yeah. Which reminds me, I probably should not have used that as like a block. Yeah, I should not have done that. If you saw my Pac-Man maze, I kind of used that because it was the right color for what I was doing. Bad move. Yeah. That's okay, we still got a lot of calcite. I mean, we mined a lot of stuff, you know. Especially when my buds were here. Because that's when we had to dig out all that stuff for like the geode farm. Of course, we ended up with a lot of calcite there. We ended up with a lot of calcite from general mining, so... probably up here. So yeah, I wish I'd made a video of this whole situation. That was kind of our method for getting like a lot of ancient debris. I mean, I say it was a lot. It wasn't a lot, but it was, it was what would be in that area. You know, a couple hundred. Oh yeah, and the initial thing I did, I don't know, is this okay? Just had some things like machines dragging out sand here, kind of make the initial platform. Eventually, this was supposed to be the thing that I was using to conquer the lava and get to the ancient debris. You know, you're right about that. I think that's horribly imbalanced in the game. Horribly imbalanced indeed. He is not too happy with me. Right. And, yeah, no, there should be a lot higher value based on the tameability issue, for sure. Anyway, I won't worry about that too much. $120 plus with the requirement to... Oh, you're right, with the diamonds as well, I know. It's like, nobody has a diamond farm, right? I mean, you can do, like, tunnel boring, and you can reveal diamonds, but... Right, so... Actually, I'm supposed to be in bed right now, is the thing. Well... We could make a diamond farm, but you'd need 100 plus Oh, huh? You serious? Really? I'm never gonna get like 100 players. I mean, it would probably be cheating to summon in like 100 bots. You know, like carpet bots, because that's what I use to like, just occupy space and keep an area loaded while a farm runs. Well, if you're just in one area, it's the area loaded that matters more than the players, as far as I know. So if you put 100 players in one area, okay. Oh, 100 seems like a strange number. You'd think it'd be like one of those multiples of, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1020. One of those types of numbers, you know what I mean? Power of fact, the 2 thing. I'm surprised that it would just be 100. Right. That, that maybe that could work. Could this be? All right. You give me an idea here. And obviously, if you want to try it, let me know that you tried it, and I will definitely check that out. This is interesting. I mean, because on your I didn't notice everything, but I assume that you're doing carpet mod and everything, so you have access to the carpet mods. Hmm. That is an interesting idea, though. Like I say, I actually haven't tried out the trial chambers yet. I'm up to a version where we could do it here. Like most, I don't even want to call myself a technical player anymore. I feel like that's overstating it. I feel like, but most players that do this kind of thing are usually a couple of versions behind. Usually a couple of versions behind because they're waiting for the plugins to update. Thing I want to check up on. Cool. There's one farm. What now? Oh yeah, of course there's only some. I mean, I know that, and it's like I'm old enough to know that This, right, fair enough. This one is my own invention. I forgot to show this on the server tour. It's, you know, where I do the whole, what is the chorus fruit farm. So basically I have a bot going on a water stream all throughout here, and then breaking up the chorus trees and planting them. Actually, the chorus trees are broken up by the arrows and the water streams, and then, I don't know. If I'm smarter than a bot right now, hopefully I am, I can actually just run this manually. Might want to grab some of this stuff, wherever that is. Let's see. If, this is not a good time for me to be doing so. Usually I set up the bot to do it and then just let it run while I'm doing something else. Never mind about those guys. Huh. That must be the on switch. Alright. I'm pretending I'm a bot right now. Ah, that's a very good question. How do you keep it supplied with arrows? Well, we have a farm, the nether, what is it? The nether fortress farm. We make a bunch of arrows there. We got the barter farm. I think we're using the barter farm arrows right now, and we just have a feed system that just feeds it through the whole thing here. So obviously we can't run this 24/7, 365. You know, we have to have enough arrows to do it. Yeah, there they go. So anyway, the player would sit here, you know, I can just have a bot doing this, constantly placing and just being pushed by the water stream, and, you know, it's meanwhile collecting all this stuff. But yeah, the arrows come from other farms that we have, like the barter farm. That's where these arrows came from, because of the golden whatever arrows. I forget what they're called. The ones that make the shadowy thing around there. And yeah, you could just have a bot like running this thing. Obviously the bot wouldn't be turning like I am, I just have it would be one orientation, but it does work. Now, wouldn't it be nice if I could make it all in one, an all-in-one sort of deal where, you know, like I have something that produces arrows here. That might not be such an easy thing to do. I mean, I think that would require something like a portal farm, where you're like producing stuff like so super fast, like skeletons. Hold on a second. What are you saying here? The only reason we're using arrows in the first place is to make this whole thing kind of renewable, in the sense that the chorus fruit, yeah, we want that, but we want the flowers. And as far as I know, and maybe I'm using old information here, that the only way to get them was to shoot them with arrows. But TNT will work as well. That's crazy. I may make a new chorus fruit farm. Anyway, this one's all figured out, so it has plenty of self-sustainment, and it produces a surplus of you know, the flowers. To be honest, actually, it's quite wasteful on the arrows, but I didn't really care because I had so many arrows like piled up from the other farms. I was almost looking for a way to get rid of them. You know, spend them on something. Right? Seriously. You're saying that you can get the flowers by using TNT? I'll have to check that out. Anyway, this is the farm we have and we've been using, and that, you know, we have a plethora of materials from it, but we did use up all our arrows to do it. Yeah, no, well, I get it, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I guess there's not really any need for me to go through. I'm just going through here like this, but it's fine. I will check out that video. Let me see. Okay, yeah, actually, you know what? I have heard of this guy. I have to watch this. But, in the meantime, I actually do have a working chorus fruit farm. By the way, this is an old one. I made this probably 2-3 years ago. It was one of the earlier farms I built on the server, because it's still in the, like, in the overworld. I would have built this somewhere else. Probably in the... probably out in the end dimension, actually, where I'm building everything else that can be. Craft, okay. Well, this is AFKable, functional. It does require a source of arrows, but if you already have a fortress farm or a barter farm, then you're set. I wasn't even concerned about spending the arrows. I actually wanted to spend them. I wanted to spend the arrows. Yeah, so let's see. There's, if I remember this farm correctly, there's 46 cells to go through, and I don't think we've been through most of that. Well, maybe we'll get out of here. I don't know. I could actually speed it up. It's not really time dependent, really. I mean, I'm probably not going to overload the, you know, the storage system. Probably. But under normal circumstances, yeah, the bot would just be pushed by the water and planting trees and letting the water streams do the thing. I'm going to put this video on low so I can see what's going on in this concept. This farm, by the way, does have some auto detection where, like, the bot wasn't working properly. If, like, the trees weren't getting planted, it would halt the farm. So for whatever reason the bot was not, you know, planting anymore. Who knows? That could happen. Or, yeah. So it would just stop the bot, and that's. You know, that little device, you know, when you got in there, it's like you had to, you know, have to start it up, so. Yeah, wasting arrows. I guess I really didn't care. Yeah, that's definitely a waste of arrows that just happened right there. Sometimes these things get out of sync, and I don't, you know, I never got to the bottom of that, but. So then you end up like shooting them twice. In the end, it wasn't really that much of an issue. We had so many arrows, and it was like the storage was more of a burden. And it's like, well, what do we do with these things? But yeah, I'm thinking about this TNT thing, and it's like, maybe this is the way to go. I mean, here's the other thing though. I mean, a lot of the farms that I'm designing right now, it's like kind of take advantage of all like the things that come out of the fortress farm, like coal and blaze rods and arrows and bone, which is all expendable stuff. And it's like, so it's essentially a giant fuel farm for any type of farm. The fortress farm is. Okay, I think that's also caused by, yeah. Yeah, it's the items do trigger the tripwire sometimes. I agree. That does happen. But like I say, sometimes those doors get out of sync. I hear a drown. That's not supposed to be happening. Anyway, in the end, you know, I did it like the numbers on the thing, and it wasn't. I'm sure I could have done better, but it wasn't a deal breaker for the farm. Right. That's possible. Yeah, that's quite possible. It does bother me, actually. Quite frankly, it does bother me that it's not right. But like I say, it was a farm I did probably 3 years ago. I want to say I've been playing Minecraft since 2011, but I've only been really a technical player since maybe, you know, 2018, 2019. I didn't really get it before that. I was just kind of, you know, casually playing once in a while, playing other games. And then once I started watching some videos, it's like, oh, you see what's possible with this game? Why didn't I see this in the first place, you know? So, technically, I guess this is one of my earlier farms. It works. It works well enough, but yeah, could be a lot better. Could be a lot better. Like most things. I guess that's what you get for trying to design something from scratch, you know. When you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. At least it's, you know, I'm not too offended by the smell of my own farm. Yeah, I think I still have like the creative version where I was developing this, and it's like basically all these modules were copied and pasted. Then I had to build it up in survival. Yeah, see, here's one where the doors got out of sync. And that's because I didn't know what I was doing with, like, you know, those quick ticking, you know, the observers were new to me at that point. And regardless of whether the doors are, like, out of sync there, it actually kind of still works, so it's got that kind of durability, which has a quality of its own. Even if there is a little bit of waste. Don't like waste though. As I get better with this kind of stuff, I do try to be better about it now. I don't know what I'm even still doing here. I guess this is kind of tour mode. I'm not allowed to cheat, so I can't, like, spectate myself out of here. I mean, I guess I could do whatever I wanted, but kind of reverse to that. I'll just speed it up. Yeah, as fast as the hoppers can handle it, which I'm sure will be fine. 9,000 items per hour after all. There's another one that's out of sync. It is actually fairly easy to just go through this and sync them up again. I've done that before. I don't really see the need for it. As I get damaged by my own arrow. That's cool. Now here's the thing about the timing of this. It's like I think I had it timed so that the bot would go through here and the trees would be fully grown at that point, because you know there's time for these forest fruit things to grow. Whatever, that one's out. We must be close to the end of the run here. Yeah, it's all about timing. Making sure that all the components can handle everything on time. It's definitely sending arrows. I can hear the arrow thing sending. Let's get out of here. Yeah, put the whole gate on. I don't know what this guy's doing over here. That wasn't part of the plan. Right, so, yeah, and if I was even more sensible about things, I would have built this up probably quite a bit higher to get it off the ground, because I ended up later having to spawn-proof the whole area, including the caves down there, and that was a pain. So, a lot of times when anytime I build things in the overworld, I tend to build it up high. The exception being is like if I need something done in the perimeter, and you know, if it's like mob spawning, as you say, and you're right about this. I know about the algorithms and how the spawning works. It's a lot faster down at the bottom. But this doesn't really depend on that, so this could actually be built way up in the sky, just like the ice machine. And the ice machine, while it does use creeper spawning, it's only incidental. It's just enough to keep the thing going. So there's all these things to think about when designing farms, and you know, how to go about doing them, where to place them. You know, based on the rules of the game. You're playing the game, right? So, oh, there's one thing I forgot. I meant to get out here and get some more dyes. I forgot about the flower farm. I think I got some empty shulker boxes here. Probably good. Actually, I don't know if I need those. Never mind. Never mind. It's not, well, yeah. Speed on ice farms. That is a good question. 3,700 ice per hour. It could definitely be done faster, sure enough. But would all the other requirements be met? The first requirement is that you don't have to babysit it and supply it with all kinds of stuff. Actually, I do have a question. What is the fastest ice farm you've ever seen? Because Gemmon's is... it's okay. I wouldn't say it's really fast, actually. I don't remember what the rates were on it, but I don't think it's, you know, leagues better. And then it requires a significant amount of babysitting in terms of like providing it with pickaxes. Although with auto crafting nowadays, but you know, you want to be using the diamond one, then you have to kind of adjust the length of the farm to use a different type of... it's the silk touch that you're gonna... that's the problem, I think. Right, but is that sustainable? Is that like a sustained cyclical rate? You know, it's like... right. So mine being roughly, I'll be generous here, so like a quarter of that, you know, anywhere from a quarter to, you know, 20 to 25% of that, but it's completely sustainable and very cheaply, requiring a little bit of pork here and there. No silk touches. See, that was my major turnoff with a lot of the ice farms I saw. It's like, okay, well, you need silk touch to harvest the ice. What are you going to do about that? And I don't even know what the structure, unfinished structure is here. Forget why I'm here. So yeah, I guess if I was to boil my question down, it's like rates, but are they sustainable rates? I mean, anybody could make something that's like, if you have a brief instant in time, oh yeah, I got 1,000,000 per hour. But if you're going to run this year round, what are you really getting? And what are you going to have to do to maintain that? So, let's see, reason with the cat farm, rabbit hives, yeah. Oh, okay, sure enough, yeah. Wait a minute, you're going to have to fill me in here. Why do we need rabbit hides again? Because I actually don't have a farm for that. I never saw any need to have them, but maybe there is. On the other hand, what if you just wanted rabbit hides? And let's say that it doesn't matter whether you need them or not. If you wanted to get them, how would you get them? I think that's the real question, right? So, yeah. I guess... I don't know. I don't know the mechanics of that, so... Yeah, it's... right. Right, so, yeah. Well, I mean, like I say, I like Gimmo's farm, and I was actually going to build that, but the supplying silk touch pickaxes was kind of a deal breaker for me. because I want to be able to do that sustainable in such a way that I'd have like pretty much a never-ending supply of blue ice. I don't know if you've seen some. You know what? Maybe we need to see some of the other projects. It's not like I'm accomplishing anything here anyway, so let's see. Because I wanted, and blue ice, of course, you know, is expensive. Oh, bundles, right? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's get out of here. This is this is the same place where I got that. So I had some other projects going on where I wanted to use a lot of blue ice. Oh, here we go. See what you mean about the bundles. That is an important point. Right. Many iterations of the same farm. Okay. I think somewhere in this area we have something going on. I don't know. It's an experimental area. Oh, here we go. This looks like something. I don't know which one's the real one. We'll find out. So this project I put on hold. This actually might be the real one. This is the boat race. One of my creative projects here. You get like timers, like, you know, so each person would be like in a boat. They'd set off and you go through checkpoints and get to a finish line. And they even have a scoreboard up there. It's like apparently the last time I left it, it's like it was red team 0, blue team 2. So yeah. It's not completely active. I think only some of the checkpoints are working. It was just kind of like a test run that I was doing, and I kind of set up like a lot of the course. We'll like go over some of the course here. It's a little bit of a labyrinth, and all those things with the numbers on are the checkpoints. Most of them are not connected right now, so that was a thing. But yeah, we're gonna have like do this on servers. Like we're gonna like compete with each other, have boat races, and you know, who gets the best time, who wins each round, that kind of thing. And then, yeah, this is all the redstone for like doing the timers and keeping the score and everything. So I thought that was kind of a pretty cool project, which I put on hold because I was doing other things. And actually, I can't even remember. How do you even start this thing? I think we got to put a boat down. Let me just see if I can even start. I'm going to start on the losing team here because this team is already losing because 2 rounds are already completed. Yeah, it's a maze and a race at the same time, and it's kind of like the biathlon. There's also like a shooting competition. Because we're in creative, we'll just run around here and take a look at what's going on. You got from one of the checkpoints, you got to shoot over here, and you got to make sure you hit on target, and that's how you clear this checkpoint, and so you can get to the next checkpoint's valid. And basically, what it is down here is just a binary counter. You know, up to 16. Just so in other words, it's basically like 16 points: the start, finish, and the other thing, and then the rest of the checkpoints would occupy all those places in the you know, well, the 16 position. Where is it? Yeah, well, that's binary counter, and this is just the thing. It's the same kind of thing I use for like any kind of RAM sort of thing. You know, like addressable memory, for example. You know, or RAM or ROM, whatever. And it's basically just let's see, what am I doing here? Yeah, you got 4 bits going in, and we have a situation where we want to get a single output for each different combination of bits. So out of 4 we'll get 16 different combos. So out of all these gold blocks here, they're not the gold blocks, but you know, would be lines running over to all the checkpoints. And that's basically how this would work. You can see that most of them aren't connected right now because you see a lot of the... Yeah, there's only very few lines actually connected because, you know, this is just a test concept. Let's see if it'll even start. I don't have boats here. I put down. So I think the way this works is actually, in this particular version, you need 2 players. So I think I need to actually set somebody down here. Right, now that activates the system, and now it's looking for like a signal from the second one. So once it gets a signal from both of these, just an AND gate basically, and then it'll activate the rest of the system and then give you a countdown, and then you're ready to go. So let's get in here, and we should be getting a countdown. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. And we're going. And that timer will start. There's a little delay. I made this because I suck at boats. Anyway, you get to this checkpoint. That checkpoint, if you look back at it, it'll turn off eventually, and it'll light up the next checkpoint, wherever that is. Like I say, I don't have it all wired up. This is just a test con. Oh yeah, so it is light. So yeah, I had these gates 1 and 2 lit up. I don't know how far I got it lit up. So yeah, eventually that'll turn off. It'll light up the next... It'll be looking for input from the next gate, which is 3 over there. And by the way, it's timed such that there's no way you can get there, you know, any faster than... And that won't do anything if you just like hit it twice, so it's yeah, that input's dead at that point. So we're going through gate 3, should activate, and 4 should be the... Okay, so this is where we get to get out and like shoot arrows at them. I'm not equipped for doing... It's the biathlon part of it, right? I guess I'll need a bow to demonstrate. Come on. As you can see, the timer is running. So we got a digital look at... So obviously I've been running for almost 2 minutes here. This would be a terrible time, by the way, in this course. I was thinking of getting rid of the biathlon part, but maybe it's only because I suck at the bow. There's no telling. You can always cheat a little bit. Or it could be that I don't have this part wired up yet. I can't remember. No, it's definitely wired up, because if that light goes out... Yep, okay, it was wired up. It was just me sucking, that was all. And that would light up gate 5, except the gate 5's not lit up because this whole concept is... great. Just great. Okay. Okay, so the way I have it wired up right now is the final gate, you know, the 16th position there is going to be the final. Like I say, for experimental reasons, and I'm going to win. All I have to do is put the boat. And there would be some music, but I didn't put that in. The timer will stop. There's a little bit of a delay, but it's fair. They'll both come to the same thing. And there you go. The scoreboard just updated. So we have now it's 2-1 instead of 2-0. Again, just like oh, you know that does work sometimes. It doesn't always work. I'm middle clicking right now, and it ain't working. Now it works in survival. I don't know why it's working and not working in creative. So what was my time? Yeah, 3 minutes 50 seconds. 0.63. Yeah, I don't know. This something it wasn't important enough for me to get to the bottom of it. So I was like, whereas this guy, this timer's still going because you know I got my time over here. This fella who kind of showed up but didn't do the race, his timer's still going. But I managed to win the race. So anyway, this is a concept I was working on. We were talking, the reason we brought this up is because we were talking about ice. And it's like, why do you need ice? Well, because you want to build big things out of blue ice, and you want to have a constant, easily sustainable source of. It was the principles I was working with, and kind of working this whole thing out here. Anyway, let's say that this thing finished. Well, how would we finish this? I guess we're gonna have to go through all the gates. I can't remember. Actually, there is a way to reset. Yeah, reset the scoreboard. Ready up new round. How about this? Believe me, I did all this a while ago, and it's like I meant to develop this and put it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, everything is resetting. That's good. Okay, so all the timers are at 0 now, and it's like, you know, that round was like canceled for the other team, and meanwhile the team score is like red team 1, blue team 2. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to what you're saying, yeah, I don't know why my middle pick doesn't work in creative for some reason. It does work in survival, and that's, you know, that was the primary way until you showed me that really new cool way of doing the, you know, with the Lightmatica, the easy place. I was using the pick block a lot of times and just, well, that was the best I could do at the time, but that was working. Don't know why it's not working here. Oh, okay. I think at the end, like, I forget what there's probably a limit set, and it's like the red team and blue team boats there that lights up depending on who's winning. Like I say, it's a work in progress. It's yeah, I kind of put it. Yeah. Anyway, this is one of the reasons I wanted to have a lot of blue ice, besides making more blue ice highways throughout the you know, the map. You know, people underestimate the value of ice, I think. And it is valuable, and it's expensive. So, anyway, this is the concept. You can steal it if you want, you know. If I'm sure somebody else has tried to do this before. I don't even know. By the way, the course, I did work through the course before, and it involves the jumps, and there's a lot of crossover between the players there, and so you get down to a certain level, you go through elevators, and it's somewhat elaborate. It's somewhat. So yeah, you have to kind of, like, you know, gauge your speed and everything to make sure you get across like the gaps, because that's kind of built in. It's kind of based on like other gaming experiences I've had. Anyway, at some point we're gonna build the boat race. This is the initial concept. It's unfinished. I thought it was pretty cool, but you know, whatever. What else were we working on? Oh yeah, those are earlier iterations of, not so much iterations, but like things to do, like trying to make jumps with the boat race. You know, when you're working on stuff, you do all kinds of experiments. You know, see what's possible. You know, you get an idea and it's like, can I make this happen somehow? I wonder where we are. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what this is. This was kind of like kind of a basic rail station that I come up with. I expanded upon the idea, but that's it. Yeah, and I know everybody has one of these, but like, you know, creative area where you've like kind of worked on different iterations of farms and types of machines. And I got another world that I have. It's just like just littered with all kinds of stuff. It's just, you know, you always try to build the better mousetrap, right? It's like, and actually, where am I? Closer to zero is like, I was doing some other things. I can't remember what it was. I developed a lot of my ice farms out here, actually. Are we going positive or negative here? We want to go this way. Oh, well, how about this? Yeah. Yeah, some of my first ice farms. Most of the builds you have on this. Okay. Yeah, everybody has multiple builds of multiple stuff sitting on a creative server somewhere. Wow, one of my first. Well, I copied this over and then changed it over, but it's like one of my first ROM modules. It could be done a lot better nowadays, I get it. This is not mine. One of my buddies here was trying to do something with the nether farm. And interesting idea, I guess. Another memory module. Probably not the most efficient design for sure. I can't remember what all this was. Oh, okay, I remember this was part of like switching between different parts of the memory module. I was working on things. Yeah. And actually on the main server, even cosmetic things are worked out in creative first. You know, I'm sure you're familiar with that design now. Counters. Various little segments of what was an experience farm, like an auto experience farm. You just put, there's just a bunch of those. It's tileable. You just segment a bunch of those together. Eventually it gets like that, and then it gets like something like this, where you're growing a lot of cactuses, making experience. Well, yeah, that's cactuses. But yeah, a lot of copy and paste. I'll tell you what, if you don't have world edit, you know, everybody uses world edit. Everybody. Oh, here we go. Different iterations of the ice farm. Looks like an old V8 engine or something. Yep. This was the development process. Like I say, I've seen other like technical players run through their creative stuff, and it's like, it reminds me a lot of what's going on here. It's like, Okay, they kind of worked out some things, and you know, it's like then they copied and pasted and made it bigger and all that kind of stuff. That's all I got to say. I don't know if this is the final. I think that it might be close. It's actually not the final, but it's probably pretty close. Oh yeah, actually we're getting into the ice farm stuff again there. Like I say, I have a lot of my old historical stuff, but that's all like in single player. I don't have it on. I guess I could put it on the server, but I'd have to start another instance of the thing. And it's like, I don't know. Anyhow, well, once again, I didn't get anything done, and that's okay. That's okay. I still learned some. I got some leads. You sent me some videos, which is cool. Um, and I will probably be learning from them. So let's see. What was I doing? Yeah, but I do have to get up early on Saturdays, unfortunately. So I have to bring it to an end here. Didn't get done what I wanted to get done, but it's fine. A broken version of the roof module. I don't know why I even did it that way. What was I thinking? I think this is the one that's actually on the ice farm server thing that's actually working. Pretty sure this is a working version of it. Anyhow, yeah, that's kind of off the beaten path, but since you showed up and you want to talk, sure. All right. Oh, and I have worked out the hex, by the way, so. I became very suspicious when I noticed that every other number was 4. Invoking the ASCII table. There's a story? Oh, do tell. Right. Mm-hmm. Sure thing, yeah. Oh, okay. That's pretty funny. Did she ever realize? Oh, she never did figure it out. Well, I'll tell you what, you know, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I was suspicious pretty early on. You know, every time I see 0x, you know, I don't have that much of a background in programming, but I mean, I actually, in the, yeah, I've seen some things. In the 80s, yeah, here we're going to tell my old story here about my, I knew all the, you know, commands for the TMS 9900 processor that was, you know, in the TI 99 4A back in the yeah, the early 1980s. That was our home computer. And yeah, we did assembly language back then, and you know, I became very familiar with this very quickly at that point. Yeah, no, I never thought, yeah. It's like, once I saw the repeating fours, it became really obvious, okay, that's ASCII, I just need to work it out. Yeah. So anyway, that's good. I'm glad I got the background on that. Figured that, you know. Really? Okay. Well, I haven't done anything with assembly since the 80s and my old TI 99 4A home computer there. But I still remember, was, some of the commands. I mean, it makes sense to me. I know there's more, there's greater, there's more things you can do, and of course now. I remember we had to have like a ref def table. It was like we had to define the kinds of things commands that we could even use right in the beginning. I don't know. I just remember ref def, reference definitions and things like that. That was in the early days. I'm not really sure how it is now. And I know they can this. I looked at like periodically. I have looked at like more modern assembly or like when you, for example, take like a C program, disassemble it, and you can, or like yeah, and you can see what. All right, yeah, a lot of those commands I don't necessarily recognize, but in general, yeah, it's you know, just got to keep an eye on my workspace registers there. Shift right logical, shift left logical, shift left arithmetic, all kind of stuff. Workspace registers. Ooh. Anyway, my point is, it's late. I'm over here on the East Coast, and I need to get up early. So, I will have to bid a good night. All right. Well, hopefully talk to you sometime. And if you're streaming, if I happen to notice while I'll jump in for sure. So yeah. Good night. Stream終了です。